ASMR video, and I am filming this at the end of the last group stage games on Saturday, the 27th of June. I just wanted to make this video before the round of 32 that starts tomorrow, Sunday. I just want to go over my predictions midway, just slow reaction. Let's play a little game on the channel. So I'm gonna go over my group predictions and my best 8 third place predictions, and we're gonna go. Let's do a game. Let's do the 48-point game. So pretty much, I do 48 for each team. 48 points for each team. For each team I got correct in my predictions, I get a +1, and for each team I got wrong, I get a -1. So if I got all of my predictions correct, it would be 48 points plus the 8 place, plus the 8 best third place teams, which would be 48 plus 8, which would be 56 total points. Yeah. So the goal is to get as close as 48 as possible. Try not to get into the negatives or even 0. But yeah, let's see how we did. So I think we should start from Group A, where we'll make our way down to Group L. Right? Is it Group L? Yeah, Group L. A all the way to L, and then best 8. I wrote everything on a piece of paper. My predictions on a piece of paper that I did on my last video. So if you don't know my predictions, you can just stick around and listen to this one, or you can go back to my prediction video before the initial before the start of the World Cup. But okay, let's start. Alright, where did I leave this piece of paper? I just leave it. If you hear it. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so Group A. I predicted Mexico to top the group. And I predicted Mexico to top the group, Korea to get second, and Czechia to get third, and South Africa to get fourth. So, let's see. Mexico first, that's a +1. I got that correct. By the way, historic. I'm so glad for my nation. Historic. Three games, and first time that we've won all 3 games in a group stage, 9 points. I'm super happy. So yeah. So anyways, a +1 point there. Korea second, they got third, so that's a -1. So I'm back to 0. Czechia third, it was actually South Africa, another -1, and then South Africa last, and then Czechia actually finished last, so another -1. So I'm on to a bad start. I had a +1, -1, so that's 0, -1. I'm on -2 right now. Oh no, bad. It's negative ball knowledge, I guess you could say. So yeah, I'm at -2 for Group A. Mexico 9 points was a reality. South Africa 4 points. Korea 3 points, and Czechia 1 point. Alright, let's just get this out of this way. How did Korea had such a good position going into the third game, match week 3 against South Africa, and they blew it. South Africa, by the way, congrats to them bouncing back from that horrendous start with Mexico. So I'm just happy. So Bafana make it through. So let's see how they do against Korea, which is tomorrow. Not Korea, my bad. Canada, which is tomorrow. Moving on to Group B. Okay, Group B. I predicted Switzerland to top the group. Switzerland topped the group, so that's +1. I predicted Canada to finish second. Canada finished second, so that's another +1. I said Bosnia third. Bosnia got third. Another +1. And then I got Qatar last, and that's Qatar's last, so that's +1. So in total, from -2, bring 2 positives, that's 2, 0, plus another 2. So I'm back on the positives, +2. So still far away from 48. I'm not reaching that, obviously, because I didn't get all of them correctly, but I got +2. Switzerland getting first place. I honestly thought after the first games of this group, I thought my whole bracket was ruined. Switzerland tying Qatar was not, on anyone's bucket list or anyone's. I don't think anyone, put money on that. you gotta win that last game if you wanna make that come true. So it is what it is now. They have to play South Africa, and I think it's in LA. So good luck to both Canada and South Africa. Now moving on to Group C, we got Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, and Haiti. So I predicted Morocco to top the group, which I mean they both ended on 7 points, so that was close, just goal difference. But so that's -1. Brazil second, -1. And then Scotland third. I got that correct, +1. And then Haiti last, +1. So I went from +2 to 0 to +2. So I ended up being the same, +2. I'm still at 2 points. Yeah. Honestly, this group was. I thought my prediction was gonna come true with that Morocco draw, or not draw, but like they were winning at first. They struck first, but then Brazil did well with Vinny Jr. Showing a moment of class, scoring that banger. But honestly, I thought Morocco kind of bullied Brazil during that game, especially in the middle of the park. And I don't know how Ancelotti doesn't, bring on Endrick. I don't know what he has against Endrick, but I thought Endrick could have, done better than Igor Thiago. Because oh my goodness, Igor Thiago plays like he has cement in his boots. Did you on that first game against Morocco, wide open header, and he completely misses it. I can't understand that. But I mean, I don't know. Lucas Paqueta had a stinker as well in that first game, so yeah. But I mean, they picked it up. So against Scotland and Haiti, which we all assumed they would. We all knew the Morocco game was gonna be the harder one, but yeah, the Morocco was solid. They look like they can go in for a deep run. It sucks that they get. I'm not gonna spoil the round of 32 until the end of this video. We can talk more about it, but it sucks that they get the Dutch. First round, which is brutal. Scotland third. Didn't make it. I kind of knew they weren't gonna make it as soon as they got blown out by Brazil like 3-0. So sucks to suck. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Any Scotland fans. But honestly, I thought the Scottish could have done better in this group, especially the defense in the last game let them down horrendously. So, and then they only scored 1 goal, which is against Haiti. I thought Haiti did look better than Scotland. Besides the goal, they brought the game to Scotland and pushed them to the limit. So, fair play to Haiti. Everyone thought Haiti was gonna get blown out, which did happen against Brazil, but against Morocco, what a banger of a game. Especially Isidore with that banger outside the box, man. But yeah, Group C is like that. So I ended up on +2 points so far. Let's move on to Group D. So I predicted Turkey. Okay, yep, I know Turkey. The always dark horse is never making it anywhere. So yeah, Turkey first place. Nope, that's -1. They got last. U.S. second. Obviously they got first. So no. Paraguay third. I got that right. Paraguay third, and then Australia last. Okay, so that's +2, -1, -1, 0, +1, 1. So I'm at 0 right now. Oh, I may be no ball knowledge, negative ball knowledge on this channel. So if you like no ball knowledge, thanks. Subscribe. Okay, so 0 points. Okay. I know. Looking back in hindsight, actually no, I couldn't. Looking back in hindsight, I still thought Turkey was gonna top this group. USA was not looking good. Until these recent friendlies, but I was still not convinced with the defense. But guess what? Their attack went all out against Paraguay in the opening match. Everyone was getting nervous, and then they beat Australia, and everyone was getting even more nervous because they were starting to think that that we're gonna call football soccer now. So that's funny. And then Australia getting second was also a surprise to me because I didn't see that from them. But honestly, I underestimated them. And fair play, they proved me wrong. Beat Turkey 2-0 in the opening game, which was good. Iragunda scored the first one, which is a banger on a counterattack. And just they played good defensive counterattacking football, and it was a joy to watch. Yeah, as a soccer / football enthusiast, it was a joy to watch because tactically speaking. And then Paraguay getting third, I can't believe man. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say about Tunisia. Honestly, disappointed. I expected more from them. Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna get out the group, but I didn't expect them to get humiliated like this. Losing 5-1 opening match, firing their coach, bringing in a new manager, then losing to Japan 4-0, and then getting yeah, getting spanked around, I can say, by the Dutch 3. I think it was 3-1. Yeah, wow. I don't know. It's dark days for Tunisia and fans. I don't know how they're gonna bounce back. Maybe firing everyone in the football federation. I don't know. I don't know. Good luck. That's all I can get. That's the best thing I can give you. Good luck. But going back to the point system, I am a negative 2 points. So again, negative ball knowledge here at this channel. Okay, let's move on to Group G. Okay, so I had Belgium finishing first. They finished first, so that's +1. Iran second. They finished third, so -1. Egypt third. They finished second, so -1. And I got New Zealand last, so that's +1. So -1, -2, -3, -2. I'm back at -2, so I just don't move. -2. Belgium, honestly, Belgium, horrendous the first game. Horrendous the second game. And then, they finally started scoring the third game. But I'm underwhelmed by Belgium. I don't think, I mean, yeah, I guess they ended on a high note, but against Senegal, which also ended on a high note. Yeah, no, I think Belgium, I think their ceiling is around a 16, I'm not gonna lie. Or even around a 32, I don't know. I'm not convinced about Belgium. Sorry about that. I'm not convinced about Belgium. I think, okay, and that's just me speculating. I think, okay, hot take, I think round 32 is the last round. I don't know. I think Senegal's gonna cause them a lot of problems. Especially if they go a man down like they did against Iran, because I think Iran they didn't know what to do once they got that man advantage. They just didn't know how to play that game out, which ultimately cost them the qualification to the next round. Because I think if they pushed against Belgium, they could have gotten more than a point in that game, and probably saw themselves through. But that's just the game. At the end of the day, you gotta take some risks if you want to, high risk, high reward type of scenario. But anyways, that's what I think. Egypt second, did well. Crazy last game against Iran, but did well to get out the group, get their first win, first points, first win in the World Cup, and they made it to the next round, which I'm happy for them. I'm excited to see how they do in the next round. Iran, gutted for them that they didn't make it through, but I think they're gonna look back at that Belgium game and the New Zealand game, thinking about that they could have gotten more out of it, in my opinion. And then New Zealand obviously got in that point against Iran, but then taking the lead against Egypt. But then, I always thought New Zealand was gonna get thrashed with everyone, but I was decently surprised, or pleasantly surprised, I should say, of how they played. They should be proud. They played good. I think they played good footy, and I think that's testament to. I don't know. I know. I just think they have a lot. I think they have a pretty young squad. And obviously not Chris Wood, but like a lot of the goal scorers are pretty young. Like I think he's pretty young. If I remember correctly, the goals are getting that World Cup experience and getting that taste. So I do believe we'll see New Zealand back. If not next World Cup, in a couple of World Cups in the future. So I think New Zealand are on the rise, and they might come back even stronger. But yeah, good group, solid group overall. Hard to predict, but yeah, I'm on -2 points still. So that's 3 groups in a row, A, F, and G, that I don't move up or down in points. I'm still a -2, so negative ball knowledge here. Moving on to Group H, so we got Spain, Cape Verde, Uruguay, and Saudi Arabia. So I predicted Spain first, +1. I predicted Uruguay second, Cape Verde got second, so that's -1. Cape Verde third, Uruguay got third, -1, and +1. So -1, -2, -3. So again, the needle does not move. I'm on -2, and I'm getting worried because I'm almost at the end. So -2. Wow, I am officially no ball knowledge ASMR here. Okay, screw no borders ASMR. This is no knowledge, no ball knowledge ASMR. So yeah, -2. Spain getting first. Obviously, everyone got surprised by the. Everyone got surprised by the 0-0 draw in the opening match against Cape Verde. Wow, what a shocker! Vozinha, by the way, Vozinha getting what, over 10 or 11 million followers after that game was crazy to me. It shows how much emotion you get the World Cup has, I guess. But yeah, Spain first, 7 points. I predicted Uruguay second. Obviously, what a disappointment Uruguay. I don't even want to talk about that. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, disappointment. Second, I knew they didn't have the quality as they did in previous World Cups and generations, but man, what a disappointment. I know all my Uruguay, if you are from Uruguay or any Uruguay fans listening to this, I know you guys are disappointed, beyond disappointed, and how your team performed. But man, wow, like the bar was low, but holy smokes. Cape Verde, congratulations to you. 3 points was enough to get second, and 3 points, all draws. No against Spain, 2-2 against Uruguay. By the way, hard fought, and then 0-0 against Saudi Arabia, which I believe you could have won, but you missed some big chances that you should have put away. But that's talk for another day. And then Uruguay third. Yeah, just disappointment. Moving on, fourth, Saudi Arabia again. Disappointment by them, not because they didn't. Okay, Saudi Arabia, my bar was low, but going into the last match day, you know that if you needed to go for a win to at least give yourselves a chance to qualify. And I just don't think Saudi Arabia went for it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw Cape Verde go for it. It looked like, if you didn't know the situation outside on the table, you didn't know anything going on, you would think Cape Verde is the team that needed to win, and Saudi Arabia just needed a draw. That's not the case. Cape Verde, it's crazy because Argentina play Argentina next, and I'm low-key I kind of think Cape Verde might win, which is, I know, crazy take. I'll take. Wow. You think Cape Verde, a nation that's only has 500,000, first World Cup, is gonna win against what, 3-time World Cup champion Argentina? Okay. Obviously, logic is thrown out the window when I'm saying these hot takes. There's no logic behind them. But I think that Cape Verde is gonna go into this match, no pressure at all. No pressure at all. Literally, they're just gonna play with no pressure, because no one expected them to be here, and no one expects them to go beyond this. All the pressure's on Argentina, and I think as long as Cape Verde keeps it 0-0 for as long as possible, and the clock is starting to wind down, I think Argentina's gonna start to get nervous and more frustrated, and I think that's where Cape Verde is gonna, that's what Cape Verde can actually take advantage, because I think Cape Verde just needs one chance, puts away one chance, and defends like they defended against Spain. And I think it's good night for Argentina, I'll be honest with you. But, that's just how I think. But let me know down below. But yeah, so I'm still -2. Final 4 groups. I got Group I. Yeah, Group I. Oh, smacks. Okay, Group I. Okay, so I predicted France to finish first, Norway second, Senegal third, and then Iraq fourth, so I got all of them correct. So +1, +1, +1, +1, so that's +2. I'm finally on the positive side. +2, okay. So France, 9 points, won all 3 games, with an asterisk, and I'm going to say an asterisk because I want to point out that Norway did not play their strongest side against France, and I'm bummed out that they didn't, because we really wanted to see a clash, to see who, a clash between, I guess, teams in form, and it was a shame. It was a really shame that Norway decided to, put out their bench, which is crazy to me, but whatever. France 9 points, Norway with 6, Senegal 3, and then Iraq 0. So Senegal, by the way, actually, let's talk about Senegal. Let's talk about Senegal. Let's talk about the best 8. honest with you, also I couldn't see the game because I was at work. But when I got back home, I watched the highlights. I'll be honest with you, Iraq. There's nothing you could have done. Every single goal was great. You can say Busca level goals are all bangers. I don't know what you could have done. I don't know what you could have done. You can't blame the goalkeeper. Those were straight up missiles. Zedeko was like shooting straight up rockets at the goal. So there's nothing you could have done. But yeah, congratulations to Iraq for participating in the first World Cup since, was it 86? I think it's 86. So congrats. Hopefully we see you back because I think they have quality, especially in the first match day against Norway, where they were level with them until they made that error against Holland. But yeah, France, scary team by the way, but you can't score on them. You saw that they do have lapses of defensive lapses in the back, and I think Sweden has the firepower up top. I don't know if they have the back line to stop them, but they have the firepower up top to cause the problems for France. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sweden made this game close, I don't know, 3-2 France or 4-3 France, something like that. Because it just looks like that it could turn out to be that game. And if France lose, I wouldn't be shocked either. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they're good defensively, but I do France is a good team overall. Star-studded players. It's actually unfair how they can sub out Olise and then just put in Barcola or who else do they got? They got Barcola, Dembele, Mbappe, Olise, Desiree Doué. Honestly, it's insane the depth that they have. But again, I'm highlighting the midfield. I don't know. I think if they face a team with a good midfield, I think they might struggle, but that's just me. Senegal third. Disappointed in the first game. I mean, everyone expected them to lose against France, but against Norway, we expected them to put much more of a fight that they did. And then Iraq. Again, I already spoke about Iraq, so that's not going more. But again, going back to the point system, I'm finally on +2. Finally on +2. So we can move on to Group J, which had Argentina, Austria, Algeria, and Jordan. So was it Argentina first? I had Austria. Okay, so I had Austria first, Argentina second, Algeria third, and Jordan last. So Austria first -1, Argentina second -1, Algeria third +1, Jordan fourth +1. So 0. I'm still +2. I'm still positive. Now, for those of you first listening to this hot take saying that Argentina's gonna get second in the group, okay, that is my fault for not using logic, because I didn't use logic. I think if you were listening to my previous video, I said there's no point in going logical and all this. I wanted to spice things up and just go off purely emotions and the what ifs, And I said, okay, and I put Argentina second and Austria first simply because Argentina in these past World Cups have not been doing the best in the group stage. Okay, 2018 they struggled against Iceland, lost against Croatia, and then had a scrape by a win against Nigeria to make it through their next stage, and then they lost to France. Okay, and then 2022, the year that they won the World Cup, they got shocked by Saudi Arabia, and then got a very hard-fought 2-0 victory against Mexico, which they needed to win or else they'd be out, and then they beat Poland, and then they ended up going on the run they had. But that's why I had them finishing second, because Argentina in the group stage, I don't know what it is that they always end up somehow underperforming, which is why I had Austria in first, because I thought Austria were a very solid, organized, pragmatic team that could frustrate Argentina and cause an upset. I was thinking like a 1-0, maybe 2-0 Austria win, or even a 1-1 draw, but that didn't happen. Argentina went guns blazing against Algeria. Messi hat-trick. Controversy in that game. Messi made a challenge that everyone says it's a red card, and here's my hot take. I thought it was a red card too, but let me know down below if you thought it was a red card or if you thought it wasn't. But I thought it was a red card because this is my reasoning behind. Because if anyone else were to make that challenge, it would be immediate red card, immediate. And I think just because it's Messi, they don't give the red card. I'm not saying it's Messi's fault or Argentina's fault. Because honestly, the first two I blame Zidane, the keeper, because I think he should have done better. But regardless, you don't score if you don't shoot. So props to Messi. And then, but think about it: if Messi gets that red card, he wouldn't have that hat trick, and he wouldn't have played against Austria. Totally different outcome for Argentina. But I get it. Actually, I don't get it because I think the rules should be applied fairly, no matter who you are. And I don't think that was an instance where the rules were applied fairly. That's just how I see it. But I don't know. Let me know down below what you guys think. Red card, no red card. I'm delusional. Whatever. Yeah. So and then obviously Argentina finished first, 9 points. Austria second, and Algeria third. Honestly, what a crazy game. Everyone's saying match fixing, match fixing. Yeah, you could say that. You could say that maybe towards the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because they were just passing the ball around. Because at that point they all knew they were going through. But you can't say match fixing when both teams went for it. It ended up being a 3-3 draw, and Algeria actually had a chance to knock out Austria because they went up in the 94th minute when there was 5 added on, and then like not even like 30 to 45 seconds later, Austria scored the equalizer. So Iran had a chance to go through, but they ended up fumbling. Not fumbling, but Austria ended up tying it to make it. So Austria finishes second and Algeria finishes third, but they go through regardless as one of the best 8 third place teams. So yeah, and then Jordan gets fourth. Honestly, Jordan shouldn't even be disappointed. World Cup debutant. And man, I am super impressed by their, I guess, fast counter-attacking football. I just think they just need that final product to be better because they did score goals. I think they scored against every single team. They scored against Algeria, they scored against Austria, and they scored against Argentina. So I don't think they should be. So they have the firepower. They just need to be, I guess, more clear. Okay, I don't explain it because they did score, but I think they could have scored more in those matches to put games to bed, especially in the first game against Austria. I think they're kind of wasteful, and against Algeria as well. And then obviously defensive mistake cost them in the end, but I think Jordan should be proud, and I want to see him back at the World Cup because I think they could do. They're a type of team that can pull upsets and make it far. So that's just how I see him. Okay, so moving on to Group K. Okay, so I had Portugal finishing first as -1, Colombia finishing second -1, Congo third +1, and then Uzbekistan last +1. So I'm again +2. +2. Colombia, Portugal, Congo. Okay, so I had Portugal first. Honestly, everyone knows why I had Portugal first. Portugal has very good players and one of the best, if not the best midfield on paper. Colombia, I thought Colombia before the tournament too dependent on aging James Rodriguez and Luis Diaz to do something. But no, they surprised me. Against Uzbekistan, they did well. I liked the energy they brought, especially towards the second half. And that last goal by Colombia against Uzbekistan with Cucho. Is it Cucho? I don't know his name. Or I know his name, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Man, that was cinema. Fighting for the ball. Both go for it. 50-50. And fair play to the ref. They didn't mark a foul or nothing. 50-50. Boom. Nice collision. The Uzbeki player falls on top of him. He pushes him off him. He bounces off him or something. He gets up. Ball's there. 50-50. Boom again. Body to body. He turns. He wins the ball by outstretching his leg. Turns him one way and turns him again. Looks up, sends a nice whip across, and then his teammate just finishes it with a nice header. Man, I can say also like I would say that all the tournament simply because. Oh yeah, no draw. Both of them like they had chances to score and make this more entertaining. Bruno Fernandes had a clear-cut chance in the first half to make it 1-0. He tried to like smash that in. Should have just placed it, honestly, but whatever. Keeper made a great save. Colombia had last game to guarantee themselves going in as one of the best third place teams, and Uzbekistan going out with no points. But I think they showed good football, and you know, I'm excited to see what they have to do in future tournaments. I want to see them back as well. Okay, so number +2, going back to the group +2. So it all ends in Group L with the best 8 teams helping me out. So okay, so England, I had okay, this is not looking good. I had Croatia first. England ended up first. That's -1. I had England second. Obviously got first, so -1. Croatia or Ghana third. I had Ghana third, so +1. And then Panama last, +1. So I end up with +2 points. Okay, I'm in the positives. Let's go. So no negative ball knowledge here. So I don't want to hear nothing in the comment section. I'm just kidding. I want to hear all your thoughts. Okay, so England first. They did well against Croatia. It was a good game. Shaky in the back, if you ask me. And then a draw with Ghana, which I believe Ghana should have got a penalty. Okay, VAR again disappointed me. Should have gotten a penalty. Ghana should have went to VAR because was it Konza? Man, he didn't even want to play the ball. Man went straight for his thigh, for his quad, and just took him out. Like what? Like I can't believe that didn't go under review, but whatever. I digress. Look shaky against Ghana, not shaky, but like just couldn't break him down. Ghana looked good. But bounced back with Panama with the win. And then Croatia finished second with 6 points. Looked good against England for the first half when they tied 2-2. I was like, okay, they got that resilience to respond back. But then, man, the set pieces gave it away for them when that Harry Kane scored. So yeah, they just crumbled after that. Just couldn't handle. And then against Panama, very very tight win, 1-0, 1-0 win. Unlucky for Panama. I think Croatia are lucky that Panama can't score. Literally went out as the only team that didn't score a goal this entire tournament. So they're lucky that Panama didn't have just doesn't have a front line. And I'm sorry if I'm being too mean for any Panama fans, but it just didn't have a front line. You had the midfield and you had the defense to help you out, bail you out, but you just didn't have the front line because the midfield and the back line can only help you so much, and only help you. You can only help you so much. You need the front line to score goals to relieve pressure off your back line and midfield, and it just didn't happen. Panama didn't have the goals, so hopefully Panama can bounce back. I think they can come. They're definitely gonna make it to other World Cups. They just need to start developing their strikers or look for one. And obviously, I know you can't buy one, but I'm just saying, like, do a national, something. Look for someone that can score goals. That's what I'm telling you. And then Ghana, and he'll do better in the World Cup, trust. And then Ghana, third. Yeah, everyone's surprised. I thought Ghana was gonna finish third, but I didn't think they were gonna do as well as I thought. And they surprised me defensively, I should say. Yeah, they lost against Croatia in the last game, but I'll be honest with you, I think Ghana were playing kind of lackadaisy, kind of like not giving, I'm not really caring about the game because they already qualified the shirt regardless of the score, but or the result. But I kind of want to see them do better, especially in the first half. Man, that was a boring first half. Thank goodness for that goal to open it up, but no, boring first half. Did well against Panama and against England. And that's pretty much all I really gotta say about them. And then Panama, I already said everything I had to say about them, so that's it. So I end up the group stages with +2 out of possible 48, but at least I didn't go negative, because I easily could have got negative 48, which is crazy. But +2. Okay, now third place teams, the 8 best. Okay, I had Senegal going through. They went through barely, scraped by. They had to smack a rack the way they smacked the rack to go through, because or else they would have been out. A 3-0 victory wouldn't have been enough, I think. Oh, actually, yeah, because of the goal difference, or the goal scored. But even then, like, 1 and Ghana +1. Okay, so I was at +2. Now +1 +1. That's 3. That's 4. -1. -1. -1. -1. That's 0. +1 +1 +1 2. So I end up with +2. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, I'm officially I know what I'm talking about. 2 points out of 48. Obviously, I know what I'm talking about. That's why you should listen to what I say. Obviously, that's jokes aside, sarcasm aside. That's crazy. How unpredictable some of these groups are. Actually, if I use logic, I would have gotten more correct. But I gotta throw logic out the window when I'm making predictions. I don't want to be boring. I want to throw in some hot takes. I want to throw some what ifs. So, regardless, I thought a lot of people thought the World Cup was gonna be kind of mid or bad because of the expansion, but honestly, those random 32 matchups that we're gonna go over right now, crazy games, especially first round knockouts. So let's go over it. So we got the first. Let's go left to right. Okay, so let's go all the way down left and then go all the way down right. So we got Germany, Paraguay. What a game. Paraguay, you know what Paraguay's gonna do. They're gonna sit back, try to frustrate Germany and get them on a counter or pick up an early goal and just sit back. I think, man, it's gonna be such a tight game, but I think if Paraguay scores first, they might go through, man. They're so, you can tell when they score first, there's a hard breakdown. Ask Turkey how hard it was for them. But Germany are better than Turkey, so yeah, I think Germany are going through, but I think Paraguay can give them a tough game. France, Sweden, I think France are going through, but again, I think I said it before. It's gonna be a high-scoring game, some 3-2, 4-3 type of game, and it can go either way, honestly. Because no, I'm always leaning towards France to go through, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sweden, because of how inconsistent, and you don't know what Sweden you're gonna get, just turns up and maybe they like turn to prime Brazil, tomorrow. Let's say it's tomorrow. Canada, South Africa. I'm leaning towards Canada for being a host nation. CONCACAF gotta support my neighbor's spot. Korea look good. Korea, man, I keep saying Korea. South Africa looked good against Korea. They looked more like the South Africa people were talking about and saying they could be scary. So we'll see how Canada turns out or turns up. But it's gonna be a good game. I can easily see this game going extra time and penalties. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I'm leaning towards Canada. Netherlands, Morocco's, man, this is a quarterfinal, semifinal type of game, not a round of 32. But they got the short end of the stick. I don't think either of these teams wanted to play each other here, but that's just the way the dice rolls, But wow, I don't even know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I think this is a penalties game. I'll be honest with you. I think this is penalties, and I think that might go to Morocco. I might say Morocco. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Morocco on penalties. really judge them on that. So I don't know. I think this is gonna. I, I would be shocked if Austria win, but I'm gonna have to go with Spain. But it's not gonna be like a blow. I think it's gonna be like a 2-1 score last minute, 3-1 win. Spain over Austria. U.S. Bosnia. I'm gonna go U.S. U.S. lost their last group stage match, but heavily rotated side, B side. I guess some people say they're B squad, they're bench squad. But I expect USA to go full throttle against Bosnia, and I think US. If the US turns out like they turned out match week 1 and 2, US are gonna win this 3-0, 2-0. I believe so. So I think the US, Belgium, Senegal. I'm gonna go Senegal, and here's why. Senegal looked completely different in the last match week than they did in the first and second. I don't know if it was maybe the pressure, like they were better under pressure, or like I don't know, or not better under pressure. Let's say this. I don't know. I just think maybe I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just saying I don't know what it is. What's Senegal that looked different this last match week, and obviously Iraq wasn't. It's a good opponent, but it wasn't like they're not the same quality as Senegal, and I think Senegal. We always knew they had the potential to do this, and I think they finally showed it. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Senegal finally woke up. That's what I'm trying to say. They finally woke up. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. They finally woke up, and Belgium just finally woke up too. But I think Senegal's gonna cause some problems, and I think this is like a 2-1 Senegal win. That's just how I see it. Brazil, Japan. As much as I want Japan to go through, I think Brazil's going through, but I'm not shocked if Japan wins because Japan did beat them in a friendly earlier this year or last year. So I'm gonna go Brazil, but my mind says Brazil, my heart says Japan. So listen, if Ancelotti doesn't put Endrick in, I'm ready for Japan. All right, let's go. Ivory Coast and Norway. By the way, I say Brazil. Okay, Ivory Coast, Norway. Simply because they did that atrocity in the last match day. I'm gonna go Ivory Coast because Ivory Coast have surprised me in this tournament, and I think they're gonna surprise Norway as well, especially because Norway, their backline struggled with like pace, and man, Diomande looks, Pepe looks, Diallo looks, like wow, it's gonna be a long match for them. Mexico, Ecuador. I'm gonna back my team, Mexico. 9 points. Only other team to do it in this World Cup is Argentina. In the 2026 World Cup, just Argentina did it. And, oh no, France, Argentina, and Mexico. So come on, let's go. Let's go. I have faith. Stadia Azteca, Mexico City. So I think Mexico. I mean, it's not gonna be an easy game, but I'm gonna back my team, Mexico. England, Congo. I'm gonna back England, but if Congo play like Ghana played England, like if Congo looks how Ghana played against England, they might pull an upset, could take it to penalties, and England notoriously bad with penalties, so I don't know. And Congo, you know, they've been through like this kind of knockout football, especially in the qualifying, because I think they beat Nigeria and Cameroon in like the playoff to go into the playoff, right? And I think one of them they went into penalties. I'm pretty sure, and so they have the experience under playoff or knockout pressure. So, but obviously that's different from World Cup. But I don't know. I don't think I don't think they're gonna be too nervous to be in like these sorts of scenarios. I don't think so. You know. Argentina, Cape Verde. Obviously, I'm gonna pick Argentina, but wouldn't it be cool? Okay, wouldn't it be cool if Cape Verde pulled the upset? That would be insane. The Cinderella. Muzinga. What if they go to penalties and Muzinga becomes like legend? Like, listen, if Cape Verde wins in PKs, okay, in PKs, or if Cape Verde shuts out Argentina, Muzinga and that back line might go down as the best Cinderella stories in World Cup history. I think so. I don't think there's gonna be a better one in a while, because what Cape Verde doing is insane. Okay, That's just how I see it. But I'm gonna pick Argentina. Australia, Egypt. Ooh. That's gonna be a good game. Come on, I'm gonna back the Aussies. I doubted you at first. You proved me wrong. I'm gonna back you. Australia. Yeah, I'm gonna go Australia. And Switzerland, Algeria. And I also say that because Switzerland, Switzerland, Australia have been in knockout matches before. But Egypt hasn't, and Egypt hasn't, like, this World Cup is Egypt's first World Cup where they won, got in points, and made it to the next stage. So I think Australia might get the edge on them here. And besides, I saw they had horrible management in the last game against Iran because their manager blew all their subs, and then someone got injured and they didn't have subs to sub him out, which is crazy. So that just goes lack of experience in the tournament from the manager's point of view, or from the manager's perspective. And I think that those sorts of mistakes, maybe in the group stage, because you have another game that help you pick up points, but in a knockout game, that's going to be detrimental, and that could cost you the game. That could be the difference between winning the game and not winning, because you're out of subs, right? And now you go into extra time with the player injured. Now, I don't know if in extra time you get an extra amount of subs, or maybe you just get 120 minutes, but I just think Egypt got to, learn from that quickly, and when they move on to the next, make 4 subs, 3 subs, but you gotta keep a sub in case of injury. That's just how I see it. Switzerland, Algeria. I like what I saw from Algeria, but they're susceptible defensively. Switzerland are kind of slow to start, but then finish strong in their games. So I'm gonna go with, if Algeria don't start winning in the first half by like 2 goals, I'm gonna go Switzerland. Colombia, Ghana. I'm gonna go Colombia. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'm excited, very excited. Tomorrow knockout football starts, and this where like the whole group stage was the prologue, the appetizer, the teaser. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the football/soccer, if you're new to the World Cup, this is your first time experiencing a World Cup or anything of this sort of magnitude, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. This is gonna be one heck of a tournament, and it's gonna be these round of 32 full of upsets. These knockout matches full of upsets, and I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm not gonna be able to watch all of them live because I have work. Yes, I'm an adult. Yes, I have responsibilities. Yes, I got bills to pay. But while I call off work, if Mexico make it to the round of 16, and let's say England make it too, and Mexico beats England, man, I'm calling off work July 11th, 15th, July 11th, and if they win July 11th, I'm calling off work July 15th, and if they win July 15th, and they make it July 19th to the final, man, I'm canceling everything that rest of the month. Screw that, not calling off work for 2 months, because I'm gonna go MIA.